Hey guys, this is Avery from averywilmer.com, and today I wanted to talk to you about how to create checklists. And this topic actually came up for me because a couple of weeks back I was helping a client and she didn't know how to create a checklist. And it occurred to me that if she didn't know how to create it, there were probably a lot of other content marketers who just weren't sure how to do this. And so I wanted to create a video today to kind of walk you through how to do this. And the thing is that I create checklists all the time over at Daily Faith PLR with my business partners Kelly and Sam. Um, right here's, for example, right here over at Daily Faith. This is a report, Faith in Chronic Illness, Why Hasn't God Healed Me? And it's a 2,000 word report along with a 7-day devotional journal. But if you look here, there's also a checklist how to show love and grace to the chronically ill. It's 21 tips and ideas. Now, there's not an image of the checklist on this page, so I'm going to actually pull it up over here in Microsoft Word for you. I'm going to show what the checklist looks like to you. Okay, right here. This is the checklist I created, and it probably looks a little overwhelming if you've never created a checklist, but it's actually super easy. This is mainly just formatting at this point. So I'm going to show you how to create one step by step. And I'm going to pop over here because I actually have a document open. We're calling it How to Create a Checklist. Very original title, I know. And these are basically the steps you need to take to do it. You'll choose your topic. The best checklists involve action steps your audience can take. And you're going to write every step that must be taken, and you can include tips or hints if you wish. Now, obviously, I went ahead and did these first two steps, so you didn't have to watch over my shoulder as I agonized over which steps to add to my list. This is what I ended up coming out with. And once you've chosen your topic and you've written all the steps, it's going to look like this, and it's going to be a bit messy and unattractive. As you can see, it doesn't look like my nice, pretty formatted checklist here, but that's okay. I left it open because I wanted to kind of show you going forward how we would make a checklist. Now, we're at the step where we format the checklist. I like when I have multiple sentences to bold the first one because that's the actual action step. And your action step should always start with a command. For example, I said choose your topic. I didn't say you might want to choose your topic. I was very specific. When you're creating a checklist, you always want to be just bump, here it is. You don't want to spend a lot of time going, you might want to, or consider trying. You just say, do this. People expect that and they appreciate it because it does save time. And I'm just going to select each of these and bold these. You don't have to create checklists the way I do. This is just the way I've done it for ages now, and so I'm used to it. So now, once I have my checklist, I'm also going to bold this. I actually want to use, actually, I'm not going to use that font. And the reason I'm not going to use the font, even though it goes really well with my branding, is the fact that when you create a checklist or really anything and you save it as a PDF, the person who downloads it, if they don't have those fonts and stuff installed, their computer's just going to substitute other fonts. So it may look funky, it may look different. So I just like to use plain fonts, things like Arial, Tahoma, Verdana. Those are all great, great choices. So just really go plain if possible with this stuff. I'll just do this, and I'm going to center this checklist. You don't have to center a checklist. How to create a checklist. Now over here, like I said, I can't, or actually I can use any font I want, but like I said, it may not display on other people's machines. So what I am going to do is I am going to insert a picture here. I'm going to go over here. Because I have my logo, I know that's stored somewhere on my desktop. Give me a second here. I have my logo designed. Okay, site design, logo. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my desktop then because I know I have it somewhere over here, I think. Content. Nope. Wow, I have totally lost my own stuff. Okay, let me go back here then. Here we go, logo. All right, I'm gonna change this so that I can see my large icons. I have my logo in black here. I think I'm just gonna do it all in black today. Awesome. No, that looks funky because I have this create checklist here, so I'm gonna actually cut that. I'm going to insert a picture again, and you don't have to add your own logo. I just like to add my logo. Oh, there we go, very pretty. I may move that to the bottom or something. I don't know. Maybe move it to the bottom of the page. Cool. Okay. Now I want to undo that. I like it there at the top. We'll just deal with this. We'll make you smaller, okay? And half of formatting is that, and I mean, that's the thing about formatting, is that half the time I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just experimenting and moving things around to see how they turn out. I could add, and you'll actually see it over here. With this longer checklist, I actually have a little bit of an introduction talking about it. I'm not going to bother with that here, I don't think. So let me try putting that over this side. Yes, I like that. And then trying that. Yes, okay, I like that better. And I actually am going to do an introduction. Creating a checklist can be super easy and fun if you know what to do. Here's a quick guide to get you started. Then I'm going to italicize that. And here we go. I'm going to, now this is the step that really kind of threw my client. She wasn't sure she was actually going to hire somebody to create the checklist part. I don't want you to do that because this is actually really, really easy. You're just going to select your steps and you're going to choose the bullet points. Now, if you hit bullet points the first time, you're actually going to get this. So what I want you to do is I want you to hit the down arrow next to the bullet points, and you're actually going to see you have all these bullets, possible bullets in your library. You can use checks. I don't like using checks. I actually like the plain squares because I want people, if they print it off, to actually be able to physically check it off. However, when you do this and you hit the down arrow, you may not see a blank check mark. In fact, you may not see a lot of these. I don't want you to panic if that happens. That was the same deal for my client, and she thought maybe she didn't have the ability to create checklists, and that's not true. If you don't see a bullet library here that includes one of these little blank check boxes, you'll actually just go down here and hit define new bullet. Okay, you'll hit symbol, and then it'll take it a second sometimes. Yep, my machine's probably going to freeze a little bit. Okay, and you'll see that I actually have all these different symbols here. And there are tons of them. I'm not going to go into all of them, but they're basically just little squares. And you just pick a blank one. It doesn't matter. If you open this and you don't see squares, you know, you just see letters and numbers and stuff, you can try scrolling, first of all. You can also change this font, and you'll choose something like symbol, or there's also something called wingdings. That's on really old computers, and you'll choose that. But for that, I'm just going to pick any of these. They're basically the same blank box. I'm not going to sit here and go through all of them for you. So I'm just going to click OK once I have a blank box selected, and I'm going to click OK again. You can choose left alignment. You can choose your alignment. I like left. All right, and there we go. Now we have a checklist. Yay! Now, if you're like me and you're using a checklist where you have several sentences in each list, if you hit enter to give it some space, it's going to give you a blank box, and that's super, super annoying. I don't like that at all. So what I do is I hit shift enter, and I do that at the end of each step, right here with it, right after the period. I just hit that, and that creates it first of all makes my checklist look fuller, but it also makes my checklist easier to read and easier to use when people go to print it. So there we go. Now that I'm done, I have done my formatting. I have used my bullet points. I just showed you how to do that. I'm going to save my checklist as a document. I'll hit File, Save As. You can save it wherever you want. I'm saving mine on my desktop. Now, the reason I'm saving it as a document is that I can edit this later. Let's say that I realize 2 days from now, I have a glaring typo that's very embarrassing. Well, if I've saved it as a document, I can go back and edit that. So now I have it saved as a document, and now I'm going to save it as a PDF. And the reason I'm also saving it as a PDF is because most people don't trust documents, or if they do, they really shouldn't. Documents are very easy it's very easy for a hacker to insert a virus into a document. So you always want to save it as a PDF. People expect it and it's more secure. It's less likely to contain a virus. It still could, but it's far less likely to. So I'm going to hit File, Save As again. I'm going to hit my desktop because I want to save it there. And then I'm going to drop down Save As Type. I'm going to say PDF. Okay. I'm going to choose Standard Publishing Online and Printing. You could say minimum size. I like, because I'm maybe old school, I expect that sometimes people really do print out checklists still. So I'm going to hit Save. And it's actually going to take a second sometimes, depending on how big your checklist is. If you included a lot of images and other things, you may see that. Okay, and then it's going to pop up. Yay, here it is. So this is what my checklist will actually look like to somebody who downloads it. I happen to think it looks very nice. I'm happy with it. Now it's time to move on to the next step because we've saved it as a PDF. We're going to upload our checklist. Now there are all sorts of ways all sorts of services you can actually use for this step. And I'm just going to do through my WordPress library because this tutorial would get really long if I covered all the possible places you could upload your checklist. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go into my WordPress dashboard. I've already logged in. I'm going to click Media because my media library here. And this is all the stuff I've uploaded, mainly pictures and stuff, to my WordPress website. And you're actually going to see all this stuff. You see it's a ton of stuff. I'm going to hit Add New up here. I'm going to select my file. And this is my desktop here. So I'm going to choose my PDF. Make sure you choose the PDF and not the document, because as we said, downloading documents not secure, so we don't want to encourage our people to do that. And the way you're going to tell the difference is if you're on a machine where you have the tiny icons, you're going to see the W stands for Word. It may be a different one. I think it's P if you're on using a Mac and using Pages. But this is a small red icon here, and that's my PDF, and that's how I know the difference. So I'm going to double click to upload it. And it takes a second to upload. I'm going to click on it. Once I do, here's my link. I'm going to copy that link right here. Copy. Okay, and then I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to open this, and this will show. Okay, and I'm actually going to include a link to this below my video so that you can actually download it and use it anytime you want, this link. So that's how you create a checklist. This has been Avery Wilmer. I hope it's been helpful for you. Let me know if you have questions or if there are other things you'd like to see me make a tutorial about in the comments below. I'd love to do that for you. Okay, have a great day. Bye.